Welcome everyone. My name is Enrique with Canada Living. So today we're going to talk about LMIAs. What is an LMIA? Do you need it and why it's needed? So an LMIA is a labor market impact assessment, LMIA. Now, employers need it to prove to the government of Canada that they can, number one, hire the foreign worker, are not replacing a local available Canadian or permanent residency applicant, and are in good standing. So basically, they need to prove that they haven't had any complaints for various things, and they can afford to hire a foreign worker. Because when the employer gives a job offer to somebody, they are responsible for that job. So to be available for the employee, the last thing you want is get hired, 3 months later, the company is going out of business, or they don't have money to pay for the employers, or sorry, for the employees or the workers, and so on and so forth. So we want to make sure that the company can afford and is in good standing. So that's the number one reason. And why it's needed. Do you need it as an applicant? No, of course not. This is for employers, not employees. What the employee needs, or the worker needs, or the applicant needs is a work permit, regardless of whether the position that you're applying for is LMIA exempt or not. You still need a status, a permit. So in this case, you need a work permit, and you can only get a job permit if you have received the job offer. So some positions under the Canadian NOC Act or programs may be LMIA exempt. For that, we're going to get into a completely different video, but right now it's just about LMIAs, who needs it, who doesn't, and why should the company get one. So the LMIA can take the application process can take up to 6 to 8 weeks, depending on what position they're applying for. Some are more on demand than others. Some get more applicants than others. And unfortunately, with different or various events around the world impacting, everyone, it creates a backlog of applications. So what that means is it takes a little bit longer, right? Because more staffers added or a resource are allocated. So the process is like this. In order for the employer to prove to the Canadian government that they are not replacing a local Canadian, they have to advertise this job, this opportunity locally on the local job sites, so anybody can apply to it, because that's the only way to prove that there's, that is not replacing somebody. So how do you prove that? Well, you need to advertise a job. Now, if you've had applicants, you have to interview them, and you have to eliminate them as possible employees. Reason for that, various reasons. Many people apply without the right experience. Many people apply that are not within the same geographical area. Some people apply without the right knowledge or experience or tools or skill set, that the employer needs to fill this position. However, when the person does apply, and let's say they do have the skill set and they have the experience, they still have to go through the interview process. So that adds to the time, right? It adds up. So because you have to review everybody, you have to interview everybody that is available for an interview, because you genuinely have to prove that you don't need this person, or you could not find a suitable candidate. And only then, once they have submitted all their reports and everything, only then they can be approved for an LMIA, meaning they will be able to grant or create or generate a job offer for an applicant. So that is why the LMIA is needed or required. like as I mentioned, some positions are LMIA exempt, but for the most part, it is needed in only specific times. So anyway, so that is it on the LMIAs. Feel free to ask questions. We work with certified, experienced immigration consultants that will walk you through the right path and give you the right information so you can get to your goal and achieve your goal in a faster or more organized manner. So anyhow, so feel free to contact us, visit Canada Living, our social media, Facebook, Instagram, and obviously we have our channel now, so YouTube. Follow us. I will be posting more videos about, Canada living in general. What is, Canada living, and how do I live in Canada? What do I do in Canada? How do I get to Canada? Which cities are, cost effective? Like I would like to debunk many myths as to why one is cheaper than the other and how all of that is really, it's perspective. So anyhow, until next time, like I said, if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them on the comment box. And as I mentioned, sign up, follow us, and we'll talk soon. Hasta luego, amigos.